Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us here today for CEO Unscripted. I am Alvaro Rize, the CEO of CINC, and I am delighted to be your host today. I'm here with two very good friends, also clients of CINC, but most importantly, they're the two people that I know that are the best at extracting every ounce of value out of social media. So, Kayla, Kimo, do you want to give us a little bit about yourselves? Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I am so excited about this session. And yes, social media is life, and it's really the lifeblood of our business here at JK Realty. And I'm a designated broker owner of a real estate company here in Gilbert, Arizona. I've been in real estate for 17 years, sold thousands of homes, helped hundreds of agents build amazing businesses, and we use CINC. We love CINC, but we
Thank
also
you.
use social media. And so I'm super, super thrilled to be here today and talk about some of the exciting things that we're doing on social.
Perfect. Kimo, give us
Hey,
yours.
everyone, thank you so much as well for having me. I'm Kimo Quantz. I run a real estate team here in San Diego, California. About 13 people on our team. We'll do a little over 60 million in volume this year. Yeah, like I said, San Diego. Social media. Obviously, if you don't know, you have to be on social media. It's an everyday thing that you have to do. So thank you so much for allowing me to be here, and look forward to this conversation.
Awesome, guys. So that's it. As we were preparing for this, especially after COVID and all of the changes that have happened in the world, I think we all know social media is a must, right? I think everyone has willingly or unwillingly done the shift to video, and we are so much more aware of the importance of being out there in every mean that we can. And so I wanted first to get a little bit of a sense of people don't know what that actually means, how much of your business actually depends on that. And so I'd like to see a little bit of what it means for you. And then we're going to move into tactically, what do you guys do to be so good at it? How do you crush what you do in social media, and what they take away and do on their own?
Social media is a huge aspect of our business. And, looking at the numbers, I'd say about 65% of our business comes from social media.
Wow.
And that just makes sense. Real estate is a people business, and people do business with other people that they know, they like, and they trust. And one of the things that's so amazing about social media is it accelerates the trust building process. So you can literally build trust with thousands of people at scale. And so it just makes sense. And, like you said, people know they need to be out there doing it. And I always look at when I'm, meeting with agents and I'm coaching them, it's what's getting in the way, right? So what are you not implementing, and what's getting in the way of you not implementing that? And so we really dig deep and kind of unpack that because everybody knows they need to be out there on social, but why isn't everybody embracing it maybe at the rate that Kimo is or that myself and our other agents here at JK are? So for us, that's kind of, what's that?
Go ahead. I want to jump in. Do you require it on all your agents, or is it something where it's optional? If they want, they do it, or if they don't, they don't?
Yeah, it's definitely optional, but when we're looking at building a robust business, it's a huge aspect of business. And so it's kind of one of those things that if you're not doing it, you're like, okay, what's getting in the way? And there are still some agents that don't, right? We know this. But I think that more and more agents are wisening up to, hey, this is where I need to be. This is where the eyeballs are. This is where my clients are. Something interesting that Kimo said was that people tell him, I see you everywhere, right? Like he's just like omnipresent, right? He's like just this God in his marketplace. And that is because he's using social media so well that he's building trust with all these different people.
And in his own mind, in his marketplace, and in his own mind is a God.
Absolutely.
You like that, Kimo?
I follow Kayla, and she does a fantastic job with JK Realty, and definitely go watch her in her videos. She does. I take a lot from her and do what we do over here. Yeah, obviously, people need to do it every day. We try on our team to share stuff that's easily shareable for the agents on our team as well, because there are the agents that are afraid to share stuff or don't know what to share, or we don't want to make it all about, chemo. We want stuff that's easily shareable that they can use every day. But that's really what it's about. I mean, it's obviously free, but using the tools like, a plug to you guys, obviously CINC, with the remarketing and stuff like that through Facebook, we get a ton of business that way and leads that way that obviously can convert into business, so we can keep an eye on our ROI. But every single day, pushing that information out there and showing your personality. It doesn't all have to be about business. Obviously, if you share anything like that has a dog in it, you're going to kill it with likes or anything like that, so it doesn't have to be boring, stale, that kind of thing. You have to have some fun with it and put yourself out there, and don't critique yourself so much before you put it out. Just put the content out, let the audience decide whether they like it or not.
So what would you guys say is 101? What is the first step if I am shy, if I'm not big into putting myself out there or not comfortable enough right now? What would be my 101 as a broker or as an agent to get myself out there?
I'll start with this one.
Yeah.
So in today's age right now, what I would be doing if I was just cracking into social media and I didn't have much of a following yet, and maybe I'm shy, maybe I'm feeling insecure, like, I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not skinny enough, and I don't want to put myself out there, right? So what I would do is, one, focus on engagement, right? Because that is one of the things a lot of people massively miss with social media. It's not just about what you post, it's about how you engage, right? So you can follow other related accounts, you can comment and like on other people's posts. I have a quick little checklist that we give all of our agents here. And one of the things that's a daily must is 100 likes and 50 comments. So if you're on Facebook, if you're on Instagram, you're gonna give 100 likes and you're gonna give 50 comments. So you are giving engagement, right? It's just it's invoking that law of reciprocity. You give and it comes
You're
back.
referring that going out. So your agents need to comment on other people's social media and like and follow other people.
That's right. I look at it like a bank account, right? With social media, you have to make deposits. You have to give value. You have to give goodwill. You can't just go to the ATM and take out money if you haven't put anything else in. And so that's one of the things that people can do. And if they're shy, that's great because they're not even having to put themselves out there other than with a comment on someone else's post. Second thing that they can do is use inventory, right? People love to see homes. And we have this amazing thing called the MLS, which gives us access to homes.
Yeah.
And so I say, go do tours of new builds. You can do behind the scenes as you're going through the new builds. You can make stories that way. And then I'm also really bullish on Reels right now. Reels are with Instagram. It's kind of like Instagram's competing with TikTok, right? TikTok is taking over the world. And there's a bridge, many realtors think there's a huge bridge to kind of an audience with TikTok. But the cool thing about Instagram is it's prioritizing Reels. So if you post Reels right now, you're going to be favored by the algorithm gods, and you're going to go into all these feeds. So last night I posted a Reel making soup. I was making broccoli cheddar soup. I posted a Reel and had 2,000 views within hours. And that would never, ever, ever happen with just a stinking video. It's because Instagram is prioritizing Reels, and so it's putting me in algorithms. It's an amazing way to get noticed. You don't have to show yourself. You can show homes. You could go do a tour of 5 new builds, make 5 different Reels, post one tomorrow or today, and one every other subsequent day of the week, and you'd have a week's worth of content. So lots of things agents can be doing, just that it's tactical and not super hard. There's a slight learning curve, right? But you can do it. I believe in you. You sell houses, right? You're like a crisis management expert. You can make a Reel.
Well, absolutely. What we'll do is we'll probably from the CINC, we'll do a quick tutorial of how to do a Reel, and we'll put it in the comments later so that people can go and walk through it so that there's no excuses. But what I love about what you're saying, Kayla, is even if right now I'm not totally comfortable with putting myself out there, I can see today, say, and this is something you can block in your calendar today, right? I can say, well, tomorrow is my social media day. I'm going to go do 5 tours of homes. Do you speak usually when you do those tours, or how do you do them?
You can actually turn that into multiple pieces of content. So what I would do is I would do a story, kind of the behind the scenes. Hey, I'm out here today. I'm touring these model homes, follow along. So that's one kind of content medium. And then I would also make Instagram Reels. And on those, you wouldn't speak. They're way too short. They can either be 15 seconds or 30 seconds. And what's really cool about Reels is adding music. So you want to add music to your Reels. And then also you could turn it into a picture post as well. So you could have a carousel post on Instagram, cross post that onto Facebook. And now you've got a robust content block for not only Instagram, but also for Facebook. And so I think it sounds complicated. It's not. It's very easy. You can do this in a matter of, a couple hours. You could have all of this content done.
And we'll also put out there some of your reels. I love how in 15 seconds you're able to show 9 kitchens, and every one of those is someone that gets drawn to you. So we'll post them after so people can see them. But Kimo, what do you do then? What is your one-on-one? What is your basic strategy to dominate social?
So for one, we plan it out, right? We want to have some sort of themes each month of what we, to kind of hone in and think about and strategize on. And then we try to be personal in it. So this month we're focusing, every single agent on our team has to do a video this month.
So you require
there's going to be tons of content for this month, but the videos are going to be on a personal story about real estate. I tell the story all the time. Before I got in real estate, I had a terrible experience buying my first house. I got to the closing table and owed way much more money than I thought. I was 23, 24 years old, somewhere around there, and I had no idea what was going on. And so I tell that story a lot to first-time home buyers. And I think when you share that kind of information, people start to, gravitate more towards you just because you empathize with them. You understand where they're coming from in these situations, and telling personal stories. We had another agent on our team who did a video sharing a story on how she had no idea she could buy a house until she actually sat down, and she was completely shocked that she could do it, So sharing those stories that people can relate to, I think grabs people as well. And then trying to figure out content, I think a lot of people struggle with that. I go through places like Inman to get information, there's other news sites out there, for
how does that work?
And what's going on. What's that?
How does that work? You go into Inman, you read an article that you like. What do you do? Do you go online, you read it, you tell it? What do you do?
I just hold it up and read it like, no, I'm just kidding. No, I get the points out of the article, right? If there's different studies about the market, I recently did a video on the housing market after a presidential election. And what it turns out is actually more houses sell the first year of a new president or any president after an election, just because it gets pushed back. So I don't have time to obviously do these crazy studies. There's plenty of resources out there to just read the article, check it out, regurgitate it onto a video, right? And it's easy to find that information and have that content for your followers.
So it's basically news for home seekers right now, right? You're telling them about the market. You're telling stuff as an expert for people that are looking for houses or might be looking for houses.
Yeah, whether it's the market, whether it's, I just did one on the importance of staging, right? A lot of people don't understand a lot of these things, and just, having that educational content out there, but also throwing in the funny stuff, be yourself. At the end of the day, just be yourself on social media, and people will gravitate to you for it.
Well, I love 2 points that you made. One there is on the be yourself. People like imperfection. I think we're too used to just this perfect images that have been faked into existence. When they see imperfection, they can relate to it, and that's going to make more real connections than anything else. And the other one that you made was about being deliberate and saying, I'm going to block the calendar to do this. What I find very interesting on realtors is we've learned, and we smash into the heads of our new agents. You need to call, you need to do calls. Even if they hang up the phone, it will result. Even you have to get yourself through the pain because there's benefit on the other side. But with social media, that same logic doesn't apply to ourselves. Because if you do the same thing, if you get through the pain, if you put yourself out there, if you take it as a job and not as an afterthought, the pleasure will come at the end. But getting through that is so hard. What do you do when you have an agent that is really reluctant to do it? How do you ease them into it? How do you get them in it?
Well, one of the things I can share with agents is a very real personal story. And I think Kimo's right. Stories are amazing because people can connect to them. And when I first started making videos and using social media, I was terrified. And I would have what I called a vulnerability hangover, right? I would go out there and I would make a video and I would post it. And then I would sit back and literally beat myself up like, oh my God, you're so stupid. I cannot believe you posted that. I can't believe you said that. I can't believe your lips move that way. Like all these crazy things would go through my head. And so I think just sharing with them that, you know what, every human, I don't care who you are, we've all struggled with not being good enough, right? Fear that people aren't going to like us. And at some point, you just have to say, you know what? I deserve to be seen. Other people are having success, which is great news. If other people are having success in this arena, that means I can too. And there's plenty of business to go around. So I think it's just having that pep talk and then also sharing with them that, you know what, sometimes, most times, if you wait until you feel like doing something, you're not going to do it. And I have what I call the confidence competence loop, right? At first, you're not going to be competent or confident, but you have to start. And once you start, you'll build confidence. When you build confidence, you'll build your competence. And you just reinforce that loop along the way. And before you know it, you're just a natural at it and you're having great success and you're getting lots of leads and you're making these amazing connections and you're meeting new people. And it's a beautiful thing. It really is.
How many transactions do you think, Kayla, have resulted in the last year because of your social media work?
Wow. So I knew you were going to ask me this and I should have pulled numbers. So pretty much, I think this year, you know, I had said 65%. I'm thinking it's probably higher this year. And I think that mainly because of COVID, right? Because of, you know, maybe traditionally we weren't out there doing open houses. We weren't putting ourselves out there in ways that we had previously. And so one of the main ways that we stayed connected with people was through social media. And so that resulted in tons of transactions. And it's really crazy how they come about, how someone just out of the blue will message you and say, hey, you did this video and you posted it in this Facebook group and I saw it and I'm looking to buy a house. And so all of those stories just kind of that are so serendipitous, they happen all the time. And it's really beautiful.
I think people underestimate because everyone knows how terrifying it is to be in video and to be yourself in video. We underestimate the respect that it garners. When people see you out there, it's like when you have a message and you put it in writing in a book, people immediately think that the message is more valuable because you took the effort to write it. So when you take the courage of putting your message out there and filming yourself, people immediately give you credibility, even if it is a ridiculous video or if you don't look great, just because you took that effort and you had the courage to do that. And so for you, Kayla, the best tool that you have today that you can recommend is the Instagram Reels, just because they are that middle world between I'm not yet in the TikTok world, which is maybe too young, too far, but I am beyond Facebook and I am into what the companies like Instagram are trying to push today. So for you, it's that. What would you say, Kimo, it's for you, your newest tool that you're using in social media?
I don't know about newest.
Most
I think
effective.
just tried and true. It doesn't need to be fancy. If you're not doing social media right now to a great extent, you're not happy with it, whatever, pick one of them and just start being consistent with it and putting content out there. Once you get one going, start on another one. What's that?
Facebook, do you do Facebook stories? Do you do posts of your videos, or do you YouTube? What do you do the most?
All the above. All videos go on, but this year our goal was to put up a video, 365 videos this year on Facebook. Wow. And so we're on pace to do that. And we just continue putting the content out there, putting it out there, and just keep on doing that. But like I said, pick one of them. We obviously Facebook's tried and true, and Instagram. We haven't ventured into TikTok yet or any of those, but I'm sure it's on the horizon.
Well, we'll certainly also link some of your awesome videos, like your Get Elected for Realtor video. I think Kimo does an awesome job of taking current events and stuff that is happening and people can relate to, and then turn it into real estate. And again, everything that gets people to relate to you is going to be powerful, right? What would you say, Kimo, is in your world, your percentage of transactions or absolute number of transactions that you would attribute to social media today?
I was hoping that question wasn't coming to me too, but
well, you need to have your number for your realtor.
Gosh, I would say not quite as much as Caleb, but I would say at least half would have some sort of effect on each transaction. Meaning they saw me on social media, meaning the lead came from social media. Maybe it was, someone who knows me, who sees me on social media all the time and refers someone to me because they see me all the time on social media. So I don't have exact figures, but at least half, I would think.
Wow. And that is huge.
Something else I think is important to note there is that Facebook is also like the best CRM ever invented, second to CINC.
Thank you.
So, but really, I think so. When you look at even repeat business and working with, former clients and friends and family, I think that social media also plays a huge, huge aspect in that too, especially when you're a full-time realtor and you're using the strategy of kind of like documenting your day and you're showing everybody that you're in real estate and you're showing up and you're working hard. And when you're sharing those personal stories, it's like having a CRM that is just always working in your favor because, the more times people see you, the more they like you. There's been studies on that. There's this amazing book, it's called The Invisible Influence. And it talks about the whole, the more you're seen, the more people like you, even if you're not likable.
Everyone is likable to someone. That's the biggest thing. We're all so different that everyone is likable to someone. And even people that might not like you, the fact that you're a known realtor out there is still going to be powerful, even with those people. So overall, I think you've given us great takeaways. I think what I'd say is you have two examples here of very successful realtors who over their normal production are having another 50% of transactions coming from social media. So if you're not taking it seriously, one thing is to say, I need to be in social media. If you're not blocking specific time and putting goals, just as you put goals of calls made, just as you put goals of appointments made, if you're not setting social media goals to your team, you are letting money on the table. So if we can leave you with one thing out of all of this is you have to be deliberate, you have to make a decision. And if you have already made that decision and you're just looking for the how, we're going to put the links in, how to make an Instagram reel, but then actual examples of what Kimo and Kayla do. How do they take everyday things that are at their disposal and turn it into content that you can put out there, follow them, follow their leads, and you will get social media leads yourself. So with that, Kayla and Kimo, thank you so much for this wisdom today. Thank you for being here. Last words of wisdom.
Guys, just let's connect and let's follow each other and let's do big things. And thank you so much for having me. Kimo, thank you so much for this. It was a really fun and exciting exchange.
Thank you so much. Absolutely. Reach out if you need anything and just put content out there. Just do it.
Awesome. These guys rock. Get connected with them. Thank you for joining us today and see you the next time. This is Alvaro. Goodbye. Thank you.